Good afternoon. My name is Dale Taylor, and my advocacy proposal is about the United States' diplomatic relationship with Egypt's current military regime. Since July 2013, the Egyptian military has taken control of Egypt's national government, which resulted in ousting Egypt's first democratically elected president, Mohamed Morsi. As you can see in the BBC picture, this military coup has prompted public protests in Cairo near the Nahda Square, Tahrir Square, and the Rabat al-Adawiyya Mosque. Most protesters are members of the Muslim Brotherhood who want to see President Morsi reinstated. You may be asking at this point, what does this have to do with the United States? Well, thanks to the 1978 Camp David Accords, the United States has promised to provide Egypt with $1.3 billion worth of military funding. If the Egyptian military stages a coup against the legitimate sovereign in Egypt, the United States is legally obligated to rescind military aid. President Obama has already canceled joint military exercises between the United States and Egypt. In addition, he has also called for the Egyptian interim military government to cease killing its citizens. The problem that the U.S. is currently facing is whether it should publicly denounce the Egyptian military's rise to power as a coup. If it does state that the military has engaged in a coup, it is no longer able to fund the Egyptian military with $1.3 billion in military aid. This has two major problems. One, it delegitimizes the Egyptian military. In effect, the United States is saying, we don't believe that you are a government that can actually work, and therefore we're not giving you money. And on the other hand, it supports the Muslim Brotherhood, which does not have a comprehensive strategy in implementing democracy in the Middle East. So it's not necessarily a party we want to align ourselves with. The other thing is that the Egyptian military is perhaps the stablest of the two forces at work here. So it would be silly to automatically disassociate ourselves with them. If we were to give the military $1.3 billion in military aid, we would essentially be denying the fact that the military has engaged in a coup. And we would also be supporting a regime that has killed almost 640 of its citizens. So these are the two sides of the debate. What my proposal does is it calls for President Obama to meet with Egypt's interim president to establish a timetable for Egypt's next round of free and fair elections. My proposal also simultaneously calls for the United States and Turkish citizens, along with UN peacekeepers, to improve Egypt's telecommunication infrastructure and medical facilities. Finally, my proposal also advocates that the United States and Turkish diplomats meet with the Egyptian government to craft a new constitution and provide suggestions on how to create a stable democracy. First of all, Turkey is known throughout the Arab world as being a legitimate power that has a secularized government but still holds to its Arab ideals. And the United States has been known as the world over as having a stable democracy and also being a major superpower. So having both sides of the table would be more appealing to Egypt, who might not be as trusting of the United States at this time. According to a 2009 CIA estimate, less than 21 million of Egypt's 85 million inhabitants use the internet. This suggests that 25% of the Egyptian population has access to online information and news coverage. If the U.S. worked with the Egyptian government to provide at least, say, 50% of Egyptian citizens with internet access, it is conceivable that Egyptians would be more aware of national and global events. With time, this could also create a democratic citizenry more cognizant of national and international affairs. Undoubtedly, one of the most important facets of democracy is the voters' ability to have access to information so they can autonomously make informed decisions about the world around them. So this is one reason why I would propose taking a look at the telecommunications aspect of Egypt and boosting its infrastructure so that the people would have access to more public media instead of the national media outlets. So, my proposal has a two-pronged approach. On the one hand, it opens up a diplomatic dialogue between the U.S., Egyptian military, and Muslim Brotherhood, and on the other hand, it provides tangible aid to Egypt's infrastructure. So it not only gets boots on the ground to help address Egyptian issues, but it also utilizes diplomacy to look at the government and what needs to be done internally there. Well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy reading my proposal.